So let's jump next to the new product. This is called Television Audio Processor TIAP. The TIAP is a multi-channel capable device, and let me start from here. The TIAP, just to introduce, it's a hardware operating panel, detachable, just 4 cm depth, and the processing box. The processor box is holding AS-EBU interface on board, synchronization, optional 2 interface slots, network control, GPIO control, metadata interface, redundant power supply. The operating panel is connected by network, power over Ethernet from the box. On the operating panel you can see status information, channel bypass button. We have 8 bar graph meters showing you either input or output, or gain change or limiter reduction. We have 2 graphic displays that are showing you, giving you loudness information for input or output. We have 8 soft buttons. You can program your own style. So this is recalling snapshots out of the box. And finally, of course, you can select to connect to different boxes available by network. Here we have just one box, so I just can connect to one box. So that's the hardware concept of Level Magic. We have a processor box and we have a detachable operating panel. The Level Magic can be controlled by web interface via network. And here you see the processing blocks of a Level Magic, of the TIAP. It consists input conditioning. Input conditioning means we have input gain, we have delay, we have high and low pass filter, followed by a failover switch. This is important for broadcasting applications. If the source is failed, we can automatically switch to an auxiliary source. We have filter. We have a very special dynamic equalization function called spectral signature, followed by a 5-band EQ. We have a dynamic section that consists of expander and compressor. We have the voice-over section that is a ducking circuit. So without moving a fader, you can easily perform voice-overs. If the voice-over source is present, automatically the main signal going down and the voice signal is fade in to the main line. And finally we have Level Magic, the leveler and the limiter before the output. So all of the circuits are adaptive, so you just dial in the parameter once, while if the box is working, it's always adapting to the input, so you don't need to readjust. I will show you this TIAP can be used for loudness control by using the Level Magic, as well as a 2-stage control by using dynamics. So we can use the Level Magic to reduce loudness if it is too much, and we can use the compressor with the expander to have a predictable upward gaining if the input is too low or if the dynamic range is too high. And secondly, we have the spectral signature. The spectral signature is a very special circuit that is dynamically performing equalization in reference to a mask. So that I will show you now. In order to show this, I need to call our GUI. So we have an application manager. Here I'm selecting the box I want to talk with. Now this is searching the box and I can connect. So it needs a little while. And now it's available. So I can highlight one of the 4 stereo programs, and it offers me now to either open a bar graph meter, what is giving me indication on peak levels for input and output, limiter reduction, gain change, as well as short-term loudness, input output, and the general loudness for the output. I have a live plot for loudness here. So you see input and output peak level as well as input and output loudness. Also you see the loudness distribution. So left hand side the input loudness, right hand side the output loudness. You can save all those data into file, and afterwards you can analyze file with a log file analyzer. Oh, this is, as you can see here. So this is logged from file, and I can now mark a certain period of time, and I can calculate the integrated loudness and the loudness range from this portion. And this is here the spectral signature. I load a mask. So what is spectral signature doing? Spectral signature, the green line is showing the spectrum of the input audio, while the yellow bars are showing us the reference mask. Now in each of those bands, the spectral signature is amplifying the spectral portion to come closer to the reference mask. That is helping dynamically controlling the sound of audio. So if for some reason the spectral balance of the incoming audio is different from the reference, this spectral signature is dynamically amplifying small spectral portions, and improving the sound closer to your reference sound. So you can imagine you can learn a mask by just recording incoming audio with the record function. So if you have pieces of audio that is the ideal sound in your mind, you record it as a mask, and afterwards you perform the dynamic equalization according to this mask. Another application is especially useful as we think in post-production and in mixing, where you can stabilize the sound of voices. As interestingly, a voice is always giving the same spectrum but with different intensity. So my voice is changing from morning to evening, and everybody who ever mixed a movie knows that it's a lot of work to readjust the equalizers all day long for the voice tracks. With spectral signature, you take a reference mask from specific voice tracks and you have an auto equalization all day long according to the reference for this voice track. So altogether, this new product offering creative tools as well as sophisticated loudness control. We are offering dynamic EQ, 5-band parametric EQ, dynamic section followed by level magic. This is working for stereo pairs or even for surround. And in case of surround, we are offering also upmix stereo to surround, as well as downmix surround down to stereo. So that's in short what we can do. Operating means you have snapshots that you can recall by the soft keys. You have access to parameters in the audio processor from the front panel for changing them on the fly. Setup and configuration is done by web interface control, and we have a few GUIs available that are handled by the application manager and giving you, for example, live indication on spectral signature, as well as live plots for loudness or metering for the unit. So that's in all shortness, and please try.